Hello everyone, this is Juno Fox and we are going to make Izzy, Misty, and Zip as nightmare horses. Ponies. And I'd like to start the video by saying thank you everybody for watching Generation 6 video that I did where I created my own Generation 6. Thank you, that was awesome, and I will work on creating Generation 6 video about the leaks and all of that very, very soon. Thank you, and let's get into it. So first, I did start off with Zip, and I think that she was probably the easiest, probably my favorite. She looked really, really good with her kind of like a Roman helmet look. I took my time on all of these to make sure that they looked how I almost wanted them to. However, I would say if I could redo Zip, I would give her more of that Daybreaker white feel, just like what Celestia had, because it kind of went with the color scheme. But, you know, to each their own. If you would have done it differently, tell me about it. I want to know all about it. I do make the necks a little weird whenever I first start sketching. I don't know why. It's something about the pony necks that are just weird. But here we are. I am jumping right into it. I am starting the eyes. The eyes are my favorite part of the ponies. They just so expressive and pretty, and then it's the snouts, where as you can see here, she kind of looked like Daybreaker, so I was not surprised that many people are like, oh my gosh, that's totally Daybreaker. It wasn't. I was just using her as reference, but you know, I am just happy that everybody is excited for the video, just like I am. And for the people who are asking about the part 14 of the AU, I am super duper excited to get back into that. I just need a little break since I started working back at my school and teaching the students. It's been a lot. I've been tired. I'm doing art club and all that, and I'm just kind of juggling multiple things at once, but we are getting there, and that's what makes me excited. I am working on also getting my beautiful little VTuber done by at Sonia_Sandgirl on Instagram. This is her first time rigging one, and it is my first time having a VTuber. Super duper excited. I will never not say super duper, I guess. I ended up saying that in the last video, I believe, so here we are. But if there's also a game that you want me to play, definitely let me know. I do want to play more video games. I've just needed a little bit of break trying to juggle many things at once. Also, I do change her little hoof armor piece because it looks more like, what is it? Like Twilight's from Generation 9. And I didn't want it to just be like a straight up carbon copy, like armor-wise design from her. So I did make them similar to their own, but they still ended up giving you Nightmare Moon vibes and Daybreaker vibes. And here we are. I may be in a super good mood. I think I'm just happy that I got this video done because I want to try to upload every Sunday for you guys, since I work on my lesson planning and stuff like that. So here we are. And I did change up these cuffs because they kind of looked like they were gonna stab her leg, and that's just not very comfortable. So they do end up going to the sides of her feet on those. And I also tried for a second to do this like sandal right here, and it wasn't working, but I feel like if I take my time trying to develop pony clothes, it could look better. It can be pretty hard to add fashion to a pony whenever you usually only draw the ponies without all these extra accessories on them. So here we are. Also, if you want to join my Discord, I will be adding a link in this video to my Discord. The requirement is to be 18 or older for that, just because I want to keep everybody safe. So let's just keep going and doing our best. Who am I doing right? Izzy. That's right, Izzy. I don't know why I gave her the big ribbon. I feel like I thought that was gonna look way better than what it did to me, just in my opinion. I think it could have looked way better, but you know, to each their own. Again, I went with a lot of hearts on her kind of like sketched out design, but I did change it to kind of bring the crazy down because her hair does end up taking a lot of that beauty standard and throwing it in your face and being like, look at me. So we didn't also need her armor to be like, look at me. I did also make her chest a little too far out, I think. I feel like I could have moved her front legs more forward because it honestly looks like she's about to topple over. I feel like anatomy wise, she was probably the one who didn't have the best anatomy look, but that's okay. I may or may not have been falling asleep while trying to do this, so we're just gonna pretend like I did it right the first time. But I do run ahead and put her armor on, the cufflinks on, and I kind of speed run her a little bit because she was a little bit easier to think of a design for after doing Zip's design, which may or may not have kicked my butt. And for many people, yes, I do use reference. I do look at a reference while I'm drawing because it gives me the ability to draw it more to model than not. And I know that I can do majority of just about any style. That is not a brag, that is just from practicing like crazy. You must practice. It does not just happen overnight. It will never happen overnight. If it does, I want whatever you're having. So, I think that I was kind of just confused on how I wanted to do this because I thought this voodoo doll kind of thing would look good with her, but then I felt like that might be too creepy, so I toned it down quite a bit and made her armor shiny and stuff. But yeah, here is hers, and I went ahead and moved on to this kind of quick sketch of Hitch, but I didn't like it, so I left it very quickly. I will do Hitch and Pip and Sunny in the next video. I could have totally done this with all of them in the same video, but I feel like that could have made it over an hour long, and I don't know how many of you guys want to sit through an hour-long video. So, two-parter it is. And I was looking a little bit hard at Daybreaker and trying to give her a little bit more of a different snout design so she didn't look just like Zip. But you know, it was all right. Could have totally been better. I did struggle the absolute most with Misty. I don't know why I thought I was good at her hair texture. I am not. I am going to admit that now. I kept trying to do the braids in her hair and it just looked worse and worse every time. I give her that unicorn tail, by the way, that one unicorn tail that looks like the rat tail everybody talks about. I don't think it looks like a rat tail. I like those kind of unicorn tails. However, for this design and this sketch, it did not look good. But, you know, it's whatever. I did want to do Hitch really badly in this video, but my brain was so struggling with like the design of a earth pony that's evil. It was just I don't know, I was just struggling. It was I mean, maybe if I was doing something similar to like Gusty the Great, I could probably pull that off, but you know, here we are. And yes, I will create a video of the G6 leaks. Yes, there has been G6 leaks. However, I was told and watched a couple videos. It looks like they might be canceling that G6 leak after they've already made it. I don't know. I'm so confused by this, Hasbro. Quit pulling at my heartstrings and give me what I want. I was going to do this kind of like a cute little dreadlock look with her hair, or kind of follow what Tree Hugger's hair looked like, but in the end I opted for the very beautiful flowing kind of curly hair with her, the tight curls, because I apparently can't do braids. I thought I could make braids. Um, I was wrong. I could not make braids to save my life. I also really like how all my little butterflies look. She was giving me so much like Fluttershy on this, but you know. And then we come back to our Zip, who is basically our carbon copy of Rainbow Dash. But that's okay. I feel like Zip may have a little bit more go to her than Rainbow Dash. Don't come for me, because Rainbow Dash doesn't seem like very interested in pretty much anything, whereas Zip is like always interested in things. But that's just me. I think she could totally be a descendant of Rainbow Dash for how she is. I'm a little bit upset that G5 is ending, but that's okay. I'm hoping that with G6 that there's actual storylines and understanding and no plot holes, and maybe they can explain why they decided to put Misty with Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash and Twilight at a camp that didn't exist in G4. So like I said, I am, but I'm not at the same time really okay with the way they're doing G6. I really thought they were going to go in a different direction. And who knows, they still might. There's still time for them to erase their links or their leaks of G6. Nobody. Some people thought it was like really cute. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. I'm scared because of how they did G5, I guess, because there's so many plot holes in G5. It was so hard to enjoy it because the characters and their designs, they're cute. I liked it at first. The movie was good, so I thought it was going somewhere good. Now I'm not so sure where anything's going with My Little Pony. I think maybe they should just go back to the basics, go back to the drawing board, start again. Because they definitely need to. So I guess this is kind of almost a goodbye to G5 as well. I haven't really seen anybody do mean or evil G5 characters like this, so I thought I'll do it. I was just sitting there on my bed, eating taquitos and petting my cat Peaches, and I was like, G5 Nightmare Moons. And here we are. I just kind of started on it. Once my ideas get flowing, I have to do it, or I will be awake for several hours after bedtime. And when you work with a bunch of kids all day, you really need sleep. You really, really do. But I mean, I like being a teacher. It's pretty fun. However, I do wish I could do more of this for you guys. I'd love to just sit and teach you guys how to draw all kinds of things. Teaching is very fun for me, and it's just part of something I like doing. And I will say, line art to me is so difficult compared to lineless. It kicks my butt like nobody's business. And yes, use reference. Use as many references as you need for your art. I don't care what anyone says. If someone says, oh, well, I use this reference and they're using it, so they're copying me. No one's copying you. It's okay to use the same reference that somebody else did. Just don't copy exactly what they did, like their design of their character. Don't do that. Don't be silly. Don't be a silly Billy. Sillies. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that, but we're just gonna pretend like I was going somewhere with it. But yeah, here is Zip. I changed her color up a little bit. I really kind of wish I probably would have made her more of this like nightmare daybreaker, more of just like daybreaker than anything. But you know, here we are. And that back line behind her first wing, so I made that kind of like as her second wing. I didn't put much effort into it. I don't know why. I'm sorry. Ignore my effortlessness in this. That's a lot of isses. But I forgot to color that line in. Please don't freak out and be like, Juno, you missed it. Juno knows. I know. I know for a fact I missed it. And I usually don't see the things I miss until I've rewatched them. So I promise you, if I miss something, I've seen it. I know it. I'm just trying to ignore it that I've missed it. But you know, it's okay. The world didn't end. It didn't explode. Here we are. I kind of followed the colors of Luna with this. Well, Nightmare Moon with this on her eyelashes because it looked good and it made sense. And then I'm also like stuck between, oh, but I could have done her like Daybreaker. Oh, but I did her more like Nightmare Moon. But she still looks like her own pony. And I think doing the tips of her wings like this with this color, it made sense. And oh my god, that's gonna bother me now that I can't unsee that line. Oh, I hope it doesn't also bother you. But I hope that you guys will enjoy this video, and I hope that you guys will comment, leave me something, leave me some notes. Tell me how you would have done something differently. Maybe this isn't how you would have made Zip, and that's totally fine. I just want to know. Understanding you guys' feedback helps me be better as a artist and as a content creator. I want to upload every single Sunday for you guys, since this is just how my schedule is going to be for a while. And, you know, Part 14's AU, I do want to continue doing it. I'm just very tired. I'm so tired. But, I do get sleep, I promise, and I will continue to get sleep. But we're just gonna keep pushing through to keep making these awesome things for you, because really the content I create is just because it's fun and it's an idea and I can draw it, so why don't I? I also made her lightning bolts behind her hair colors, and here we are. And I hope that line bothers you because it's bothering me. Next pony is Izzy, I believe. I think I start Izzy. Yeah, I totally start Izzy after I finish her cutie mark. Which I think that Misty's cutie mark was the hardest, but I digress. Let me add my little crown, and then I move on to Izzy. I'll wait for myself to move on to Izzy. Doing voiceovers kind of kicks my butt. I can only talk for so long. I don't know why I torture myself like this. But here we are, right at Izzy Moonbow. I don't know why I had to say her name like that, but you all know her name. You did not need me to tell you like that. Excuse me. When you've been talking this long, it hurts. Yes. I almost went to like this like voodoo doll kind of thing with her, and that idea was not working out, so you get this like partially evil, partially very beautiful version of Nightmare Izzy. What would you even name these nightmare characters, like for Misty and Zip and Izzy? Like, what would you name them? What their nightmare names being like? So if Luna's is Nightmare Moon, maybe Izzy is Nightmare Bow, Nightmare Needle and Thread, Nightmare Craft. I don't see. I'm not good at that. You leave some names down below because I want to know what you would name these. And I did still do quite a few hearts on Izzy, but I didn't just over the top them like the sketch is. The sketch is very over the topped. Usually I over the top my sketches and try to make them more simple as I go. I will also say that line art is refreshing to me sometimes because I do a lot of lineless work. It's just my style is lineless, and so here I am. And don't be afraid to use the tools that you've got in your hand or in your tablet or phone. If you draw on your phone like I do, then you're just using whatever little program or use. Okay, apparently I don't know how to talk. Let me start again. You are using whatever tools that your little program has on your phone. There we go. Got it out. Congratulations, Juno. You can talk. You still can't spell. But yeah, I think that she turned out pretty good. I'm kind of glad I kept this like very like vibrant, like neonish bluish green color going. I realized that my shine's on one hoof in the front, which I think that's her right hoof, they're not going the same direction as her back hoof shines are, so we're just gonna pretend that I didn't do that. I'm sorry. I know I keep messing up, I keep making mistakes, but we're human and not everything's gonna be perfect and we'll always make mistakes and we're just gonna pretend like my mistakes don't exist. But yeah, if you see something, trust me, I've seen it. I know it's there. I'm just ignoring it. And I will continue to ignore it. Like, you can be like, Juno, I see it. And I'll be like, no, no, you don't. I don't see what you're talking about. I don't see nothing. I didn't do anything wrong. But trust me, I see it, and it's irking me to stare at because I've recorded this video 4 times now to try and do this the right way and speak the right way for you guys because I totally could have scripted it, but I am so bad at paying enough attention to my own words to even write them down and script them the right way without messing it up. I would just continue messing it up. So we're just gonna pretend like I did it right the first time. And I did give her kind of this little bit of like a galaxy kind of hairstyle, but I don't know. I think it worked pretty well for her. I liked adding these lines. I feel like they kind of gave more movement to her hair instead of it just looking like a block of color. So yeah, we got more movement to her hair with this. And don't be scared to take like steps on these and take your time. Yes, before you ask, I am still doing the redesign of characters because it's fun. It gives me a little bit more to understand and develop because it doesn't matter how long I've been doing art, I'm always learning, always practicing, always changing. So just because this looks like this year doesn't mean it'll look the same next year. And I really, really hope I get to do this and do this for you guys from now on. It'd be great. But yeah, I think that my big scarf ribbon thing right here and around her horn are kind of one of my favorite things because it's just, I don't know, it's just a little something extra. Like the pins in her hair. Those are massive. You could just skewer somebody with that. That is so big. And now that I look at it, it's kind of like, if that was so close to her head, would that be in the back of her head? Is that a part of her now? I don't know where I'm going with that. I did change up the colors of her kitty mark to kind of like pop out against her blank right there. So if you look at her kitty mark on the little Izzy character and then look at mine, I've flipped the colors around. But yeah, here's your Izzy Moonbow. And then we end up moving straight on to Misty, where I ended up realizing after trying to do the line art around her face and stuff, and then working into her hair, I may or may not. Okay, I don't. I'm not good at creating braids, so I'm gonna have to sit and really work on braids because the way her hair is in this picture to the downwards left of the screen, I like the kind of like braided against the skull and then the scalp and out and over to the side. It's very beautiful. So I thought maybe I can do that. No, I can't. I suck when it comes to that. But that's okay. So it's okay to mess up and learn from it because that's all I'm doing is messing up, learning from it, trying something new the next day because you've got time to learn. So take your time. It's one of my biggest things at the school I teach at. Really push yourself, and it's not going to be the first time or the second time or the third time. It will never be perfect, so you just gotta keep working really hard at it. Just like Misty over here, she worked really hard to do good for her friends and beef with them and all that. And she's a wonderful character. I really like Misty as a character. I think she probably has the most development of any of the characters in that show, which is actually crazy. Um, her Yep, you can see me right here. I don't know where I was gonna go with this, but you can see that I tried doing the braids a couple different ways and I finally just give up and I just move into this loose, flowing, fluffy, curly kind of hair because, yeah, that doesn't look good at all. Gosh, that was so bad of me. I hate looking at it. It's so bad. I don't want to look at it like that. But here we are, going with my loose curls to do for her hair because I love her hair and I love the texture so much. It's so gorgeous, and we should have got that with more characters, but you know, here we are. And I really think that Peach Fizz's design, I might try to do something Nightmare with that. I just love her design so much. I wanted to see more of her and her friends in the show, like doing stuff or going on adventures like Cutie Mark Crusaders, and we didn't get that, but that's okay. Not the end of the world yet. Unless Hasbro keeps messing up on this stuff, then it might be. Here I do that really nice faded colored look of her hair from the show to here. I don't know. I think she'd be a cool nightmare pony. She's had more than enough trauma for all of us, I think. And I like add these little butterfly designs to her horn. I don't know, it just looks cute. Um, Let me think. Her green eyes, oh my gosh, I had trouble with her green eyes so much. But like everything about her was difficult for this. Like I kept messing up every time I did anything and had to keep redoing it over and over and over. I almost gave up for a second. And I know I made that light at first and then changed it to this darker color because I feel like it resonates off this darkish blue on her. And her armor is this light purple with all these sparkles, and it's glittery and it shines. It would probably glitter more than Edward from Twilight in the sunlight. You know, that's fun. But yeah, I think I may have on her hair overdid it with the diamond tool on. I'm gonna say it wrong. So before I say it wrong, let me make sure I say it right. IBIS Paint X. That's the tool. That's the app I use. I draw on my phone with my finger. Poor finger hurts so much. But that's all I've got, so that's how I do it on here. And that's just how I'm probably going to keep doing it until I have a better setup and a better way of doing these for you guys. Yeah, I'm about to go overboard with these sprinkles. Watch me go overboard. And for what? I could have ended it with those little ones, and then they got bigger and bigger and bigger. Why did I do that? Also, her cutie mark. I was about to throw my phone because this cutie mark hated me so much, and I hated the cutie mark back. But I eventually figured it out. It went more of like this very light, almost white butterfly on her flank. And I did change the eye color to not just this green, but kind of like this tealed up bluish green, and almost forgot her beautiful little freckles right there. I, did I forget her eyeshadow? I think I might have added her eyeshadow, but we will see. We'll see together if I remembered to do that, because I've already forgot. Yay! ADHD, short-term memory. As you can see here, I thought I can do what I did with Izzy. I couldn't. I could not do what I did with Izzy, and I kept trying to make it like a tattered little butterfly, and it just looked worse. Right now it looks like a little dude with strong arms flexing on me that I suck. It really does, and I don't know why I did little lightning bolt antennas. That still don't make no sense either. Sometimes I don't make sense, and we're just gonna pretend like I do make sense, even though we're very well aware that I do not. So I almost did Tedder Butterfly with this, but then I go back and I just do a very lightish, almost completely white butterfly for her cutie mark and add a lot of the diamonds again. all the way up and down her flank to give it like it's leaving fairy dust behind, butterfly fairy dust, I guess. But yeah, this is our butterfly fairy dust. And then I go in and I change the eyes again before I finish and I end it. Yes, I did the eyeshadow, thank goodness. And that is that. And I hope you guys very much so enjoyed this video. Leave a like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell button. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!